favorite place is in Manitou Springs. It's Cave of the Winds. And Dad, I don't want to hear a single fart joke this entire trip.
You expect me to go into a place called Cave of the Winds and not make any fart jokes?
Yes.
It's impossible, because the fart jokes and the dad jokes are going to be strong, and maybe even the farts will be strong too. What do you think about that?
Stop.
Okay, we are here at Cave of the Winds. It has a crazy paranormal haunted type past to it. And we're excited to get into the caves, dive into the caves, explore the caves, and find all the spookiness that lies within. Are you ready, sir?
Yes, I am.
I'm ready. Let's go.
There's something lurking in the shadows. Something mysterious. Something extraordinary.
It's the bond between father and son. Meet Brandon Bishop and meet Brandon Bishop. This dad-kid duo explores the paranormal and spends quality time hanging out in scary places. You're watching Father, Son, and the Spooky Ghost.
History books say the Cave of the Winds was discovered in 1881, but the caves are actually millions of years old. Early legends say over 1,000 years ago, the Apaches told of a cave near Manitou Springs, where the Great Spirit of the Wind resided. During that time, all kinds of spooky, scary stuff went down in these caves. So what do you know about the haunted history of Cave of the Winds?
Well, the haunted history of the Cave of the Winds is really... You smell that? Oh, they have a grill here with cheeseburgers and bratwursts and...
That's cave! Dad, what did you order?
Don't worry about what I ordered. You said you weren't hungry. Why don't you go climb on something? Yes.
Well, my dad's stuffing his face. I'm gonna go have some fun. While my dad raises his cholesterol, I'm going to explore this entertainment complex hidden behind the mountains. If you're a fan of climbing tall things, fun rides, and beautiful views, this place has it. And we haven't even stepped foot in the caves yet.
Ah! I thought I told you to go climb on things.
It's been half an hour. We need to get in the cave.
Really? Oh, it's cave time. All right, let's do it. Oh, God. Oh.
We're gonna ride the pterodactyl. We're not scared.
We're not scared of a pterodactyl. Pterodactyls are extinct. They have nothing on us. We're gonna ride this thing, no fear whatsoever.
None.
We're not doing that. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is John at Cave of the Winds.
Your name is John, but that's not what they call you, is it?
No, they call me Hippie here at the cave. Yeah,
What's a hippie?
I'll explain that to you later.
he'll get with you later on and
There's
explain
plenty
that.
in Colorado to
Yeah.
demonstrate, but we're here at the Cave of the Winds. I'm excited because we've been here before, but we've never been on this side of things before.
Excellent, a much darker side.
The much darker side, that's what we like!
So what is the paranormal history of Cave of the Winds?
Well, it goes back a long ways and it starts back in the 1880s. Now, in the 1880s, Cave of the Winds was discovered. But then, shortly after, about 4 years later, Manitou Grand Caverns was discovered, and that's where we're headed today. That is an unimproved dark cave system, and its history is just as dark.
When you say unimproved, that means it's just not touched.
Well, it means there's no proper pathways, there's no railings, there's no electricity. It's left almost raw in the nature state that it came in.
Am I a bad father for taking my son with me onto this thing?
Probably.
Okay, that's fine. Because,
Probably.
yeah, there's many other things I'm a bad father
We're gonna
for.
figure that out
this is
later
nothing.
on.
Yeah, this is nothing.
All right. So there's several things that have happened in this cave, and as we traverse the cave, I'm going to share each one of those stories and let you know what was going on. But it started off with Charles Reinhardt and George Snyder. They created a partnership, and then that partnership imploded when there was a disagreement. There was deceit in that partnership. See, when George found this cave over here, he didn't tell anyone about it. He just secretly developed it. And then later on, he cut a deal with Charles Reinhardt where he traded off his own interest in Cave of the Winds for the back acreage of 40 acres. Then he developed that cave all the way out, opening it to the public. And then it got nasty around here. There was lawsuits, and eventually George was financially destroyed, moves to California. Then he dies in California, and when they find his body, not a single penny in his pocket. It started off with simple greed, and it ended off with his life being taken. That's what greed will do to you. You start making those choices, and I'm going to share each and every one of those stories when we go in there.
Well, Hippie,
And
we're
you'll
not
know.
greedy people. I just want you to know that.
Well, we'll let George determine that inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, George is still in there.
We'll see.
All right.
His wife is in there as well, and several other entities that we're going to come across today.
We should have brought a house gift.
You ready to go in?
Yep.
Do you think you can handle the hippie?
Yep.
Let's do this.
Stairs. Oh, we really have to walk up those stairs. Oh my goodness.
Dad, I told you not to eat that cheeseburger.
Don't worry about it, guys. We're just going in this direction here.
Oh, thank you. See?
No worries.
Oh my goodness.
This is beginning the entrance into Manitou Grand Caverns, the haunted.
Dun, dun, dun.
Considered one of the most haunted caves in North America. So you're about to have an experience of your lifetime in here.
I'm excited. Are you excited?
Are you excited?
Yeah.
So this is always a good way to start. Oh, it's George. He just told us about George. Apparently he died in 1921. And this is where he's buried, I think. Is this?
It's an open coffin, so I wouldn't suggest that that's who's there.
Back in 1987, they excavated this room for Cave of the Winds. And while they were doing the work, they accidentally poked a small hole through the wall in front of us. A rush of foul tomb-like air came out of their face. They're men, they're curious. They decided they needed to open it wider and get in. They fully accessed the depth of the cave and realized they had unleashed something. And they rushed out in fear, immediately installed this iron gate, and resigned their jobs. My job is to make sure it's securely shut once you're in. We keep a separation from whatever's
We're
back
in your
there.
hands, sir.
All right. Good luck with that thought. We have a group
And keep
coming
in
out.
mind, there's another tour group during your walkthrough right here. So if you hear scary voices in the background, it's tourists like us, you know. So.
All right, come on out. If you can hand the first two over. I got one suggestion right now. It's simple. Keep your head down. This mountain is not moving for your little human skull. Head under my arm.
All righty.
There we go. Head on in.
Oh boy.
Hey, you're ruining the experience with your light.
Hang on.
Turn it off.
He's yelling at me. Ouch.
Is rock hard?
Oh yeah, rock
Rock
is
is hard. Thanks for testing it.
hard. Rock is my favorite. I already have brain damage. Oh.
So right here is a room that we hang out in and let our eyes dilate before we enter this dark and dangerous cave system. I want you to understand something. George was a showman. He loved giving his tours. And one day a lady named Nellie joined his tour. She fell in love with the cave system. She coming back over and over again. She falls in love with George. George falls in love with Nellie. They're married. It's perfect. They had everything in common, the love for the cave, but check this out. They had a really, really odd and creepy sense of humor that brought them together. Nellie's favorite things was to sit up on the cave shelves, nice and high, hide back in the cave cracks, or lie down underneath the dark walls. She liked to lie there and just watch the tours go by, all creepy. If the guys caught her doing it, she'd wink. As the girls were going by, she'd reach out and grab their hair and yank on it. Yeah, they were definitely a little freak show. They hosted every tour in here as a couple, every party as a couple. But Nellie lost her life here.
Really?
During those lawsuits I was telling you about early on, during some lawsuits, she was having a hard time with the entire thing. She's a simple frontier woman living in a small mountain town. 20 years of lawsuits in a small town will pass a whole lot of bad rumors around the town. Eventually, she mentally snaps. Checked into the State Mental Institute in Pueblo, Colorado, remaining there until she could recover. But when they return her, she's not the same. She's disoriented, she's confused. And one night, George and Nellie were asleep in bed. George wakes up, he's restless. He goes into the cave and works. She wakes up, and she's scared that George is missing from her side, so she goes looking for him everywhere. She makes her way into the gift shop, and then her mental state changes. In the middle of the night, she starts spring cleaning. She makes her way over to the windows of the gift shop, and as she's washing them, she's pushing so hard on the pane of glass, she actually pushed through, cut herself severely, tumbled out the window, and landed at the bottom of the canyon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, vicious. George comes out the next day, and he goes looking for his best friend. He's worried about her. It takes him 3 hours, and he finally finds her lying there, dead in a pool of her own blood. Yeah, well, she remains here. Let me see your bucket here. She remains here, and she plays all the jokes that she loved in her life. You're going to be carrying this today. If you start feeling small tugs on the bottom of your bucket, little tugs.
Okay.
That's going to be Nellie standing right beside you, and I know you. Your first instinct, that's to run. Bad move. You don't have a life. You're going to die if you do that.
Don't die.
You need to be strong. You need to pick up your pod.
I did.
You're going to light it again and then stick it back into your bucket, but I want you to do something, and if you fail to do this, you will pay the price. You need to say hello to Nellie. She just played a little silly joke, but if you ignore her, she will be like a child and pick until she has your whole attention.
I mean, no offense to George, but I think Nellie, she sounds kind of awesome.
She was awesome.
I kind of want to meet her. Nellie!
Really?
Nellie, I want to meet you.
She's looking for a new boyfriend.
Is she?
Yeah.
How old is she?
Yeah, well.
Is she closer to his age or mine? 'Cause-
Probably closer to all of us put
perfect.
together. All right.
All right, Nellie.
Okay, so we're going to go through 250 feet tube. It's nothing but pure hell as you go through there. It's really low, and you're going to go through there, and I want you all to remember something. Rock is hard.
Yes, I
When
know
you
this
hit your
already.
heads, you're going to want to start screaming every four-letter word you ever learned, and I want you to control yourselves. Rock is the only word you will use. Rock! Well, see, when you scream rock, everyone around us knows you crushed your skull, and we're going to get lower.
I already stink. I'm just gonna put it that way. Good.
So, Fairy Bridal Chamber is one of those stories that's really gut-wrenching. Can I tell you that story?
Let's tell these people at home.
Alright.
While Dad sits for a second. Oh, yeah.
The Fairy Bridal Chamber, if you'll turn around, you'll see some stairs down over there. Those stairs leading down through that passageway takes 45 minutes to arrive into the chamber. But when you arrive, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, people used to get married in there, and a young couple named John and Abigail, they came here. They wanted to get married.
Oh yeah, John and Abigail, I remember.
Yeah. They had a special kind of love. They grew up as small children playing best friends in the neighborhood. They grow up, they fall in love, now they want to get married. They choose the Fairy Bridal Chamber as their venue. They come and make arrangements with George and Nellie to have their wedding. They set it to happen in 2 weeks. They needed a little bit of time because John's still heading to Cripple Creek. It's gold rush time in Colorado. He goes on his business and she stays behind setting up a household. It's going to be the first time together, and she's setting up their household for a perfect beginning to their wedding. Now the days have passed. It's 2 weeks later. It's time for her wedding. She puts on her beautiful dress. She arrives to the cave, and she's greeted by almost everyone in Colorado Springs. They're here to celebrate. Everyone's there except for John. He hadn't arrived yet. Now, it didn't bother Abigail because she's known John all her life, so she's going to wait for him. He gave his word. So they wait through the day, and John still doesn't come. The evening's coming in. John doesn't come. Now everyone starts leaving. They're whispering that John had left her at the altar, but she refused to believe it because she knows John. He's a good man. So she waits alone, and as she's waiting, she notices there's a horse riding up to the cave. There's John, just like she said. There's her man, and she's about to get married and start her family. But as that horse drew closer, it wasn't John. It was a messenger. He handed her a telegraph. With great regret, we must inform you, your beloved John was in a carriage accident.
Oof.
He has not survived his injuries. Peace be with you, Abigail. Peace be upon your entire life. And she started screaming. She couldn't believe what she was reading. She couldn't believe this message. It must be wrong. This must be somebody else. It couldn't be her John, not today. And then she started begging not to have to go home. She realized she was about to see that home. Now, she asked if she could come into the cave so she could simply cry before she tackled seeing her house again. They let her in. They didn't know what else to do, and several hours passed by. She didn't come back again. Another few hours passes by, and she still has not resurfaced, so they rush in and they start searching for her everywhere. They run around the 2.5 miles looking for this young lady, but they hadn't checked inside the Fairy Bridal Chamber yet because they didn't think she would go in here, not on a day like this. So they came in here. They made the crawl to the Fairy Bridal Chamber, and when they entered, there was a shadowy figure swinging off the back wall.
Ooh.
Young Abigail had climbed to the very top of the cave. She tied her veil to a formation, the other around her throat, and at the ripe old age of 20, she plunges her body and takes her life. See the thoughts in her head. The thoughts that John had died suffering, and she didn't even hold his hand and say goodbye. She decides she needs to take her life so she could tell him how much she loves him. Now, she takes her life, but when she does, she ends up in a state called perpetual mourning. You see, she's never allowed to leave this chamber again for all time and eternity, separated from John, and she is upset. She realizes now, if she had just waited, collected her thoughts, called a friend, she would have lived a natural life and passed away and be with John by now. But she'll never have that chance. And see, with us sitting here right now is a very dangerous thing. Because I promise you right now, she is watching us somewhere through this passageway. She's watching us, and as she watches, her jealousy grows. Because she's well aware that we're about to leave. And when we leave, we will be with the ones we love in our life, and she will never have that chance again. Denied that chance, her jealousy will get to her. Yeah, often reported from people are burns on their bodies, scratches on their bodies, and torn articles of clothing. Yeah. So that's why the tour guide will always lead. I'm going to leave you here right now.
Well, you're going to leave us
Good luck
here?
with yourself. Good luck.
All right. So, Abigail, did people get their money back on like the flowers and cake and decorations and stuff for the wedding?
Oh, you're gonna die first.
I can see my breath. It's like 95 degrees outside, but it's wonderful in here. What do you want to ask Abigail? Pretend that you knew Abigail and she was a good friend of yours, because we're all friends now. We're all here together, right? Right, Abigail? Wow, that just keeps going and going and going up there, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So, Abigail, what was your favorite flavor of cake? What cake was at the wedding? Because that's the real reason I go to weddings, is for the cake. That was my stomach. That was the cheeseburger, I promise you. Here, you ask Abigail a question real quick.
Abigail, what would you do if you left this place?
It's a good question. Where you want to go, Abigail? All right, Abigail, I know you're watching us. The hippie says you're watching us, so that means you're watching us. I tell you what, we have to get on to another part of the cave here. If you have anything to say to myself and my son, I tell you what, you can be an honorary stepmom. Is that okay with you? Just for the next 5 minutes. What do you want from your honorary stepmom? Give her a birthday list or something. Your birthday's coming up. And there's Abigail.
Yep.
I think our hippie has returned.
All right.
What do you want for your birthday? Tell Abigail. And then we'll have to come back here to get it, of course. But you gotta have everything. What do you?
Kind of a hard question.
Why do you always have trouble with what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday?
I don't know. It's hard.
Because you're a good kid, that's why. A good, selfless kid. All right, I think it's time for us to.
All right, Abigail.
Bye, Abigail. Thanks for having us. You're a hell of a decorator.
I want you two to stand right there with your back towards that wall.
Back touching it?
No, you don't have to touch it. Just face me. So, remember I told you George was a showman?
Yes.
Well, George is a showman, and we did find brochures. He had Native Americans dancing out front in full dress. He had fire-eating monkeys out there.
Wait,
Sounds
fire-eating
cool.
monkeys.
Fire-eating monkeys. Would you have showed up for that?
I am here now for fire-eating monkeys.
Exactly. Now that's crazy. He was drawing all kinds of attention to his cave, but one day he got lucky. His brothers, they owned a rock quarry right outside of Manitou. We call the area Red Rock Open Space today, Snyder's Quarry. And one day his brothers unearthed 3 naturally mummified bodies.
Ooh.
What they did? They raised 3 Native Americans out of their sacred burial grounds, and George wanted one for his cave. He goes to his brothers, they have a little creepy conversation, $5 exchanges hands, and George is now the proud owner of his very own cave mummy. He brought the wretched, twisted, dried out body in this cave. He hangs it by its throat. from this small rope.
Oh, come on, George.
Yeah, he covers it with a sheet, hide it up nice. Everyone thought he was about to unveil a fine formation. So what he would do is he would line everyone up on the wall like you are today. He'd wait for them to settle in. Yeah. He would just stare at that sheet, all creepy, waiting for his chance to unveil. He'd eventually reach back, pull down. Behold my cave mummy! He loved that. He loved it because the ladies back then fainted easy, screaming and crying, falling to the ground. It was his joy. And to be honest with you, all guys love crap like that, don't they?
Yeah, and you own a new pair of Old Navy cargo shorts, so
There you go. So then there was one day some college boys joined in, and if you went to college back then, you were rich, wealthy. Now, he was about to show them who the king was, so he did the same thing. He lined them up on the wall. They all settled in. He reached back, pulled down. Behold my cave mummy. But there was no reactions. So when he turned around, his mummy was gone.
Oh.
It had been stolen. And he knows one of these college kids in here has something to do with it. So immediately he stopped his tour and he started questioning everyone. Where's my mummy? Who has my mummy? Where is it? But no one would answer him. And this only enraged him further. Yeah. In his fit of rage, he grabbed one of their lanterns, went running to the cave. Where's my mummy? Who has my mummy? Where is it?
I love this guy so much.
He's awesome.
There's going to be a mummy that drops out of here, isn't there? The mummy's going to drop.
Oh God, yeah, we're gonna.
It's coming. Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, well, the tour's over here.
Oh, okay. We're supposed to.
Alright.
Where are we?
Alright. This area here is called Card Hall.
Card Hall.
Back over there is called Texas Pit.
Texas Pit.
Dad,
Yeah.
it's not a barbecue.
It's not barbecue?
No, not quite. Not quite.
More
It's
than
darker
American.
than that. Now, Card Hall was used simply. This is a marketing tool. If you notice on the wall, there's letters on there. That's in George's own handwriting.
Oh.
You come in on his tour and he would ask you to leave your business card behind, any small trinket or hair clip. You leave it under the state you come from. He inspects it at night. And if the stack is small under a state, he knows he has to advertise better in that state. Stack is large, he knows his money's paying off. Google Analytics before it happened.
Wow.
Do you notice something on here?
Side TV. Hope you didn't see my phone number.
There we go.
Here you go, George.
There you go.
Right here, buddy.
George will love
You're
that.
doing good. You're doing good, George. All right.
Now, if you notice on this wall, these are all northern states. Northern states, because George hated the South. He was 14 years old when the Civil War ended. He lived the bloodbath. Now, he hated the South so bad, he hated one state in the South worse than all the others.
Texas.
Texas.
That's right.
He hated Texas.
I hate Texas.
Boom.
I hate Texas.
Doesn't everybody?
George, I hate Texas.
He hated Texans because, you know, his partner, Charles Reinhardt, was from Texas, and he considered them all no good lying thieves now.
Exactly.
And if
George,
a Texan
you're right.
came in here, and they looked around, and they didn't see their state on the wall, and they asked, hey, where am I supposed to put my card? At the end, that's a dead end back there. Below it, that pit, Texas Pit. He would tell the Texans to head up there, toss in their cards, and then do them a favor. Dive in after it. He hated them.
All right. I was mad at you, George, about the Indian corpse thing, but now I think you're pretty cool.
Hating Texans.
And sorry I hit on Nellie.
All right, so this is also the place of the most documented, the most witnessed paranormal experience to ever occur into this cave.
Nice.
8 years ago.
All you, buddy.
8
See you
years
later.
ago. Head on up. You heading to Texas Pit?
Okay, I'll join.
Join them. Oh, by the way, the left-hand side slanted and slippery. You'll fall in and die.
Okay.
There's a warning.
And you say I never take you anywhere.
I never say that.
We do some cool stuff. This is really cool, man. There's a bunch of dead Texans behind us. It's so quiet. I think my breath makes everything creepier. It's like a built-in fog machine. So this is the most haunted part of this entire cave deal. What do we do?
We sit here and your turn.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, there's a tiny waterfall.
Yeah, that's the problem with these places is we're not familiar with them. We don't know what a raindrop sounds like. We don't know what, maybe a gecko running across the thing sounds like, or a rock falling.
There's like no bugs or anything in here.
Yeah, it's kind of awesome. I don't see any cave spiders.
It's too cold.
We're gonna turn on the light.
Yeah.
Because honestly,
all authenticity is gone.
well, we've done it. We were in the dark. It's whatever.
Yeah, but that's...
Here's the thing. How are we gonna see a ghost in the dark?
How are we gonna see a ghost whatsoever?
We're not gonna see it if it's pitch dark.
You don't know that. You've never seen a ghost.
I've never seen a ghost. Neither have you. It's why we're doing this, because we want to see a ghost. But if it's completely dark, we can't see anything to include a ghost.
How do you know that?
Because it's dark.
Maybe the reason people can't see ghosts is because, like, oh hey, woo woo woo, they hear in the closet. They turn on the light, then
Woo, woo, woo. That's what a ghost does?
Yes.
Light me on fire with that thing.
Or,
It's actually kind of warm.
I know, it's cold.
All right, so ghosts, paranormal stuff, spooky things, scary things. This is the most haunted part of the cave. This is your opportunity to meet some Brandons right here.
I have an idea.
Yes.
We could spend like 3 minutes or something alone each in this cave here.
Okay, see you later. Are you good in here?
I'm good for now.
All right, don't get too muddy. Have fun with the ghosts.
All
I'm going this way about 6 miles.
Okay.
And now I don't have a light. Great. And I'm gonna die.
So let's stay, get out of here. Okay, so they're almost out of here. So now I'm all alone in here. I don't know exactly how long it would be in here, but long enough. I'm looking up on all the shelves and stuff out here. They're really quiet except for their thumping footsteps. But I'm looking up on these shelves to see if there's anything up there. I did notice like a little, like I don't know if it's like a pressure cooker or something in the Texas pit over here. I can't see it now because this light isn't good when there's another giant light right there, but I'm doing all right. Yeah, there's so many like little holes everywhere. So I'm just gonna take a minute to be quiet and see if anything is gonna happen. So
Listening to him all the way down at the other end of the cave is the creepiest thing I've ever heard in my life. It sounds like 5 people talking. And none of the voices sound like his. Wow. I'm hearing all kinds of stuff right now. Creepy.
it's getting actually kind of chilly in here. That's just how it is in the entire cave. I use my makeshift lantern to heat myself up a little bit. So there's a bunch of holes and stuff on the ceiling too. Yeah, so I have all the noise, and so there's all the names of all the business cards here, and I can actually use the bucket light kind of to my advantage here. See, there's Illinois, Kansas, Montana, Pennsylvania. Those are too far away for me to read. Obviously, we have Texas here. This bar. Yeah. The floor here is all like clay, basically. It's not like it's mud, but harder, which is clay. So it's and there's a ton of footprints and everything in it. So I'm wondering. Ghosts walk through here or something while there aren't any tours going on. Maybe it gives them a feeling of being back to life. I can still hear them. It just shows how echoey this cave is. Or that was just a ghost murdering them all and I'm stuck alone here with only this light and that light. I thought that would make a pretty good story. But I also wouldn't want everyone to get murdered, so. Yeah, that's them. The door or something.
So that's called the Keyhole, the passageway into Lover's Lane. The Keyhole. This wheelbarrow, this shovel head, and all these little knickknacks here are all remnants of Nellie. This was her room. Up there in that flat spot, those two divots on the left-hand side, that flat spot is where George and Nellie spent their nights. They would dig those holes deeper, stuff them with straw, put pillows on top, hang a blanket over the front of that to keep their body heat in. Lover's Lane. So I'll let you be by yourselves in here, a very dangerous passageway. This would be the strongest presence of where Nellie would be, Lover's Lane. It was her chore to get it ready, and she maintained this room with her tools right here.
All right, just went through the Keyhole, and now we're in Lover's Lane where George and Nellie used to get it on. I'm excited about this. It's been a little while for me, so maybe I'll get lucky while I'm here. I'm sorry, George, but I think Nellie sounds kind of hot. And here's some of her stuff. What do you got here, Nellie? Not sure if we're supposed to be touching this stuff, but I'll ask forgiveness more than permission. Nellie, this was your shovel, huh? You know, it's not really the Cave of the Winds, it's kind of the Cave of the Bummers. Like every story that the hippie's been telling us has been really, really depressing. Almost as depressing as how out of shape I am right now. Goodness. Oh, what's down here? And this right here, this flat area right here, that's where they used to lay down and sleep and put their pillows and beds. Oh my God, how did they get in here? They must have been smaller people. Oh, this floor is gross. Oh, and now I'm gross. Let me tell you, I'm looking for spiders. That's what I'm doing. All right, George, Nellie, this was date night, huh? I mean, you're pretty cheap. Did you at least get her some Taco Bell or something? You know, like a little Big Mac and fries before you brought her to the cave? Was that like the code? Like, honey, let's go to the cave. This is really awesome. I'm filthy now. I'm laying in oily cave mud. I'm doing this for you. All right, George, no offense, man, but Nellie sounds really hot. And any chick that would go into a cave and stay the night doing all kinds of nasty stuff with you is my kind of girl. So Nellie, if you're listening, why don't you join me here, huh? Why don't you sit next to me? We could talk, get to know each other. You can come home with me. I only live like 15 miles away from this joint. I often say while filming television shows, you never know where you're going to end up. That saying is never more true than at this very moment. All right, Nellie. This is your chance. I know for a fact George isn't listening. He's not here. He's off doing something real quick. He's tending to other business. He's in a different cave altogether. There's no George here, right, George? See? So Nellie, this is your chance for you and me to, hook up a little bit. Just have some fun. We don't have to go all the way on the first date. I just want to get to know you. Oh, Nellie, just you and me. I'll bring you flowers and candy like in the old days. Ooh, is that Nellie? Oh no, there's something scratching. Oh, please don't be a cave spider. Please don't be a cave spider. Please don't be a cave spider. What is... That's not a dripping noise. That's a scratching noise. I'm being perfectly still. Oh God, it stopped. That means it's sitting there staring at me. That was me moving. I don't want to move to turn the camera. I'm going. Oh, that was me. Hang on. This is creepy. Okay, what's over here? What's down by my feet? Don't be anything bigger than a dime. Please don't be anything, period, actually, just... Oh, God, freaking muddy mess. Ugh. And I hit my head. Oh, I didn't even see this. This is gorgeous. Is that a nose? Oh, no, it looks like a scary face. Oh, screaming. Oh, it does look like a big mouth and a nose right there, and then the head's somewhere up there. Well, now it looks like a skeleton of a panda bear. No matter what it is, this is freaking awesome. Beautiful, look at that. So pretty. You're pretty too, Nellie, but I gotta go. If I stay here any longer, it's child abuse. Bye. Where are we going?
We're heading into Jackson Hole.
Jackson Hole? Oh, wow.
That hole's old. Nice. See?
Oh, we gotta climb?
Yes.
Lovely.
Speaking of that, may you hold this?
Yes.
Nice stalagmite.
That, you're gonna tell me that doesn't look like a wiener. Oh wow, this is beautiful. Don't slip because I will put it in the show. And if I slip, I expect the same. Are you gonna go in there? We have cave junk all over us.
So here's like a
Beautiful.
conjuration of down to a big one.
Wow.
There's all sorts of little tunnels. Dad,
Yes.
have you heard about the bone story?
What are you talking about?
Really?
Don't be perverted.
Hit you with this bucket.
Don't hit me with that bucket. What are we
See
doing?
down this little crevice here.
Yeah.
So a while ago, there was 2 piles of human remains down here.
Okay.
They were discovered here a while ago, and they had to do with a crime.
Did you do this
And the guy-
crime? Was this you? Did you do that? Are you admitting something right now?
No,
You're lucky I don't have a phone signal. I would call the cops right now on you.
no.
Okay, go ahead.
And so the guy who owned the place, which I already forgot his name,
George!
George. So he laid out the bones, and then he put chicken wire over this as if it was like cage or something.
Crazy. You want to get in there?
No.
Neither do I. Let's get out of here. I'm learning if I go sideways, crab walk this thing, it's a lot easier on my life.
Can I tell you about the spiders?
Just don't talk about spiders. We haven't seen one yet.
Oh.
We're not going to see one. What?
Well, you do want to see the spiders.
No, we don't. Go.
They look like baby
Go.
heads.
No, they don't. That's disgusting.
They're white.
I don't care what color they are. Just get one out of here.
Big.
I don't want no stupid spiders near me. Go. Wait, stop looking at the walls. Go.
I'm looking for spiders.
Yeah, if you find one, you're eating it. I'm out of here.
If I find one, I'm putting it on your pillow.
You'll be homeless.
They eat most.
We're not lost, are we? I'm pretty sure it's I remember coming through this way.
You like those spider
Oh, those are webs. I'm out.
I see one, I think. Oh yeah, they got the little tiny guy right there. You see that?
So, what room are we in, sir? Since you know everything about the caves now.
This is a scallop dome.
Like the little fishy scallops, or?
No, like the potatoes.
Oh yeah, it does look like scalloped potatoes. And now I want scalloped potatoes. Thanks a lot. So he named it because it looks like scalloped potatoes.
Yeah, and he said that it would probably taste like his wife's cooking.
Is that a compliment or not?
That's his decision.
Honey, your cooking is like cave rocks. Oh. Did you hear that?
Did I go?
No, I just heard like a mmm. Is there a moose in the caves? Do moose get in these caves?
I think you're just like, you went like, "Ooh."
No, I heard a mmm.
I know, and then you heard it echo, and then you're like, oh, do something.
No,
You're like,
I heard a
hello,
mmm,
and
not
you
a
heard the echo, it's like,
boom.
oh, hey, someone's talking to me.
Okay, how about we both just shut up? And we'll listen, because we got to get out of the cave somehow. We still got to find our way out of here. Pretty sure we're on the right track. I have a confession to make to you. I farted in Lover's Lane.
Probably not.
At least I waited till everyone was
Kind of
gone.
seems like an omen.
Maybe that's why Nellie never showed up. I had to make it truly the Cave of the Winds. And I told you the fart jokes are going to be strong. So, anyways, anybody who's here, we truly appreciate your hospitality. We hope this place is around for centuries to come. And we're sorry about some of the tourists that come through here. I hope we don't represent all of them. Some people are just straight up, just god awful. And I hope that, all the people that spray painted your rocks and stole rocks and just made a mess in here, hopefully, what should happen to them?
The Wendigo.
The Wendigo. Yes. Hopefully the Wendigo finds them and eats them. Is that a little too much, maybe? Or
I think so. We are going to make our way out, and we hope you have a fun time in here.
you want to leave your little disco light with them, and so they can do a rave. I'll leave this one behind too. We can make different colors. Here, we're gonna have a disco. Ready? Here we go. Everybody at home is having a seizure right now. I don't want to stop. I want to dance.
They're gonna eat you. For one, you're an example of people that should get eaten.
Oh my God, I am one of the douchebags now, aren't I?
Yes.
Oh, I'm getting out of here before the window gets me. Let's go. Let's go. Here, blow out Nellie's candle.
Well, we survived.
We made it out, and there's our hippie. Ooh,
All right.
what's up? We found our way out.
Well, that'll help. There's at least 2 less entities we have in there.
Right?
Yeah, we got a plenty.
So they won't be calling for us down the road. The 2 Brandons that got lost in the Cave of the Winds.
Yeah, not this
We
time.
could add to the
Maybe next
legend.
time.
Maybe we should go back in there and hang out for a few years.
For another 25 cents, I could make sure you haunt this thing forever.
Oh, jeez. Just 25 cents.
25
2 bits!
I'm a cheap hippie. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed your experience in there, and I hope you come back again.
We did, absolutely.
Yeah.
I gave you one of these fist bumps of doom.
Excellent. Boom. Enjoy.
What did you think?
It was really fun. It's dark.
It's dark.
So, we conquered Cave of the Winds.
Yes, we did. What did you think? Is it haunted?
Can't really say for
It's very awesome, though.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Super thanks to everybody here at Cave of the Winds for letting us do this awesome thing, especially to the hippie for giving us that creepy, melodramatic, awesome guide. I love everything about the hippie. How about you?
Yeah, he's really fun.
He's a lot of fun. We're doing this thing. Father, Son, the spooky ghost, and we don't know where we're gonna end up next, but I guarantee you this.
It's gonna be spooky.
Yes.
For more information or to recommend us scary places, find us on Facebook or Instagram.